One of the objectives of this week's lab is that you be able to trace a reflex through the spinal cord. And I'm going to walk through that with you right now. So somewhere out here, a receptor senses something. It fires an action potential. The action potential goes along the neuron. It enters right here through the spinal nerve. And the sensory neuron goes in through the posterior root. The soma of the sensory neuron is right here in the posterior root ganglion. The action potential passes through the posterior root and into the spinal cord proper. In the spinal cord, that sensory neuron may synapse with an interneuron. Some reflexes do not have interneurons, but we'll say that this one does. It synapses with an interneuron. An interneuron, remember, is entirely contained within the central nervous system. That interneuron synapses with a motor neuron in the anterior horn of the gray matter. The soma is here in the anterior horn, and then an action potential passes down the axon through the anterior root to the spinal nerve, and then all the way out to an effector. So receptor, action potential, anterior root, soma of that neuron in the anterior root, interneuron in the gray matter of the spinal cord, soma of the motor neuron in the anterior horn of the gray matter, action potential through the anterior root to the spinal nerve and out to the effector. If the brain is going to be informed about this reflex arc, there's a branch right here that decussates, passes into the white matter, and then ascends the white matter up toward the brain. And that's how a reflex arc passes through the spinal cord.